before we start, I just want to apologize. The first couple takes or clips in this run of footage had I had just got a new headset, and obviously my sound is very choppy. I did check it. It looks like you can, for the most part, hear me, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. But I do apologize, and at some point in the video, it does get more clear.
Hey, how's it going? So the other day I got in the mail, actually I guess it's been like 2 weeks now, it just took me forever to make this video. But I got in the mail the BitPixel that goes along with the AtGames Legends Ultimate. I mean, really, you can use it with any of the AtGames devices, but it mounts into the AtGames Legends Ultimate. And I was able to use one of the new features, and I just kind of wanted to make a video on it. And that is the ability to make your own marquees. So obviously it comes with marquees. You can see some of them here. You'll also probably end up seeing some of the custom ones I made too. So I'll try. No, stop. So like if you go to 64th Street there. Oh, shoot, no. Anyway, so to launch the marquee, obviously we have the nice Legends Ultimate banner there, but you need to launch and install your Pixelcade software. So hopefully you've already done that. If not, I'll try and find a video and post it in the description below to kind of show you how to set that up. And then press the B button once it connects, and then you'll see I have it launching. So whenever I go over something, it reads the title if it doesn't have an icon. But when I go over here to, or a marquee, but if I go here like 64th Street, you'll see there's my 64th Street marquee. Air Cavalry, obviously, I think that was just doing the text. Um, you know, Air Sea Battle, that's kind of cool there. Alpine Ski, you didn't see that. There's some cool fireworks. I mean, that's pretty sweet. And that's kind of what I'm going to show you how to make today. Alpine Ski, this is another one I kind of made. That's a little bit freaky. That's me. And then, Apocalypse. Let's see what else we got. Yes. Oh, and hey, there's my cat Pinball. So it's definitely an art to get these correct, but I just kind of wanted to walk you through the process of creating these today. Um, there we go. Oh, and there's my good old Jurassic Park one. So, and I did actually do another one of those, but I don't know if it's in here. So you can see all the cool marquees. There's the Emperor, electrocuting somebody using the Force. All right, I promise I'm going to get on with this video. All right, look, I can't find the rest of them, but I have more that I've made. But anyway, so I just kind of wanted to go over the process. I'll be honest, what I've done this time is not tested, so you're actually going to be watching me make it. So you may see me make mistakes. I'll explain what I'm doing. I'm going to use a feature on my phone. So I have an Android phone. There it is. And basically what I did was I wanted one of my favorite games is Top Racer 2 on here. I've known it as Top Gear 2. While growing up, I played that game a ton. And I wanted to kind of make a marquee for it. And so what I did was I actually went up to this display, and we'll see how this works. I'm honestly not sure this is going to turn out all that great. We'll see. But here is one of the first, yeah. So here's one of the videos I just took of the actual screen. Come on, play again there. There you go. Play. Why? There you go. So you can see that. And then, yeah. And I took another one here of just the loading screen loading up. And then what is cool that I didn't know of is when I go to load these up in the video player, I actually have this really cool option that I didn't know about until today. If I go up here, you'll see at the top, there is this thing that says, go back in there, I can't get it. But there's something at the top that says GIF that allows you to turn these videos right into a GIF. Let me see if I can get it. Actually load it up. A GIF, GIF, I don't know. How do you pronounce it? All right. Yeah, so I press that GIF button, and then here I have the option of kind of saying like, where I want it to start, where I want it to end, and then export it and save it. And so I've already created the GIFs out of those two videos. I'm going to pull them up here, and we're going to use a program called GIMP. It is, so if any of you are familiar with Photoshop, you could probably do the same thing in Photoshop. The way you do it's going to be a little bit different, but the concepts still apply. But GIMP is a free program. It's basically poor man's Photoshop. It's built by a community. The awesome software. I'll throw up a link. It does take some, just like the Blender video that I showed. I mean, you kind of got to learn the ropes, but it doesn't take, again, that long. And I'll show you what you need here. It just will take you a little bit more to learn more. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stop this video, and we'll go to sharing my screen, and we'll see how this goes. We'll see if we can turn out, a half decent marquee, or all right. So I have GIMP up here, and I already have a whole ton of files open. You can see I was having a lot of fun with these marquees. I was creating Street Fighter 1s, Tron. That didn't turn out very well. It should, though, so maybe I might try that one again. But anyway, we're going to go and do a new one. So I'm going to go File, Open here, and I'm going to open these two files that I created, which is this one and this one. So the first one I'm going to go with is actually my title screen, just because it's easier to go from there to... All right, so here it is. This is the title screen. The first one down, so how GIFs open is they open as a series of layers. And each one of these frames is kind of like a time period, or one of your GIFs. You'll see here, like frame 32, it has 120 milliseconds. That means that this frame is going to last 120 milliseconds during the GIF. And then also this combine, you can see combine or replace. So combine means take the previous frame and add to it. So you'll see a lot of these have, notice kind of these frames here, you can tell don't have a lot of transparency, and then each one of these has transparency. So if I go down here and I kind of make these invisible, you'll see there's that GIF, and then each one just combines to it. So combine, 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 combine. You saw I move a little bit there. So that's that. And then replace would be, don't just replace the frame. So don't add to the previous one, instead replace it. I don't know if I can find a use case for that here. But here, sure, actually, let me just try and change this one to replace, and then, actually, no, that won't work. Sorry. But just try it, play with it. It's fun. All right, so what we're going to do is the pixel size that you need for the GIFs for the BitPixel are 128, so 128 pixels wide, and 32 pixels high. So that is very narrow. I'll be quite honest, it's when you're doing this, especially if you're going to take a video like I did my cat, or even myself, like trying to get the quality on a 32 image, you almost need something that's very long and not very high. But we're going to try that. We kind of got that here. I can already tell, like, this right here is more than 32 pixels high. I mean, even once I scale it down, it's going to be more than 32 pixels high. So I don't know how it'll look. We'll play around with it, see how it goes. So anyway, that's what we're going to do here. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go and say, all right, let's take this image, scale image. All right, because what we want to do is we want to get this down to 128 by 32. My process is to work with the width first. So what I'll do is I'll go to Scale Image, and I will change my width to 128. Now, because I have this paper clip here attached, you'll notice that it automatically kind of made the same ratio. So it automatically put me down to 128 by 72. That's cool. I'm going to keep that for now, and I'm going to scale it, because at that point, when I scale it, I know that I have the exact width I need. Now, once you're getting down to the size, you need to zoom in a little bit. And there you can see, that actually is pixel for pixel. So once I put this up on the Legends Ultimate here, this is basically what you would see, except it would kind of, I think it would try and I think it would try and stretch it. So you'd probably see it a lot more smush. There's the word I was looking for, smush. So that's what we're going to do here, is we are going to next kind of cut it off So we only have this top racer 2 and not all this extra filler around here. We'll leave me in the background there because that's, awesome. Obviously, there are better ways to do this. You can get videos off the internet and put them on your phone, or there's plenty of places on the internet where you can, I don't know why I'm telling you to put it on your phone. There are GIF converters on the internet that you can use to take any video and turn it into a GIF. But I just wanted to show you how to go from the screen of the ALU to a marquee. All right, so next thing we're going to do here is we're going to go to canvas size. And what canvas does is it's not actually going to affect the image size. So the image will still be, 128 by 72, but it's going to change basically what gets exported or I don't really know how to explain this. It's easier just to watch because it will actually change the ratio of the image. So never mind. Forget what I said. So we're going to go here and we're going to try changing it to 32. So we're going to leave the width of 128 because that's what we want. And we're going to see what we're left with 32. All right. So that's the height of 32. You can kind of see this box right here. What we're going to do is we're going to bring it down and actually, dag, we got good here. So I'm going to go ahead and resize this. Sometimes you might need to mess around, go back to scale image and kind of maybe switch it a little bit so that it looks acceptable so you can get more in the range here. But this is almost perfect. So we're going to go ahead and resize that. And there you go. You can see there's, what would show up on my marquee. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to add the second. So I could actually export this, put it up as a GIF, and you know what? Why not? I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then we'll show how to add to it in a minute here to get the second video. So to export as a GIF, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here in GIMP to one thing I do want to kind of point out. You always want to be working, and sometimes I found the modes don't always transfer through. So if colors look off, especially after you export it, go ahead and go to mode here and go to RGB. Make sure that's set to RGB. All right, that aside. So we're going to export as, and we're going to say top racer 2. And export. Sure, I guess I already created one. All right, when it comes up and asks you if you want to crop, you go ahead and say, yeah, that's fine. And then it brings up these. The options you definitely want to have as animation checked, otherwise it's not going to export as an animation. Loop forever because you want it to just keep going, keep going, keep going. And then these other things down here. So for instance, you notice how here I have 120 milliseconds specified here. If I wanted to, I could say like, hey, if nothing is specified, like nobody went through, like there was no time specifications here, I could set a default here. Also, I could say, you know what? I don't even care what people said here. Use whatever I specified here as for every frame. So if I wanted every frame to be like 5 milliseconds, that'd be crazy fast, but I could, and it would overwrite whatever I did here and actually set everything to 5 milliseconds. But I typically leave these alone and just focus on these up here. And then, yeah, just leave this as I don't care. Actually, I think I changed that at one point to replace, but it really should be I don't care. So let's export it here. All right, and so there is the file exported. Let's see if we can pull it up here in my downloads, Top Racer 2, and let's see what it looks like on the computer. So there it is. That's it on the computer. That looked a little bit weird. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot I wanted to remove this first layer that is still me. So let's get rid of that because you can tell down there that's just me, not the screen at all. So we're going to delete that layer now, file export. And once you do it once, you can kind of just use this other export too, and it'll continue to overwrite the file. All right, and so where'd it go? Where'd you go? There you are. There we go. Let's watch it again. There you go. So it's not perfect, but we'll go see what it looks like on the. All right, so that is what we got. Not too bad, but definitely a little bit washed out. What we're going to do is we are going to mess around with it just a little bit more to see if we can get it better here.
All right, so we're back here, and I apologize. I just watched some of the footage I shot before I got a new headset. Well, got a headset. Haven't really used a Bluetooth headset. The sound was crap. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go with my regular sound here. So anyway, what we want to do is we want to kind of get this to just not look so washed out. And so what we're going to do is we're going to mess with some things, some enhancements that you can do. And unfortunately, when working with a GIF, doing these enhancements means going through and doing it for every single frame. So it can be tiresome. So what I'm going to do to make sure that I'm capitalizing the most on it and making sure that I can see the effect is I'm going to hide all these ones that have a lot of transparency and go down to the first one that is kind of a solid image. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to colors and I'm going to start with exposure. Exposure is pretty, um, it allows you to kind of create like a contrast there. And so we're going to start looking, okay, so obviously the higher I go this way, brighter. Let's see, okay, getting darker. Let's see what happens when I raise our black level up. All right, so we're seeing it. So I'll just let you see there. There was what we just did. There's what it was before. So a lot less bright, but not exactly, it may be a little bit too dark. And so what we're then going to do is we're going to go here, we're going to go up to colors, and we're going to go to brightness contrast, and we'll kind of make that high contrast, high brightness, and honestly at that point, I think we're looking pretty good. I'm going to leave it like that. And so again, we're not going to get perfect, not without a whole bunch of things. And so what I have to now do is go through every single frame, and I'm going to have to redo, we're just going to go with the contrast first and see how that looks, and then we'll work on the exposure because I forgot to go through every frame on the exposure. Again, that's just me. I do things like that and then have to undo them, but I don't want to waste your time. So we're going to go through and do this for every single frame, and it literally is going here under filters. If you did brightness, contrast, or exposure, you'll see a repeat. I gave it it has a shortcut of Control F, so you can just go through each one of these frames here and say Control F, Control F, Control F, Control F, Control F, Control F, Control F. I'm going to skip that frame, Control F, Control F, Control F, Control F, Control F, Control F, Control F. And yes, I'm going to make you watch all of this. I may cut it out. I don't know. We'll see how forgiving I'm feeling. Okay, so we went through and Control F all those. Let's go here and undo all of these and go to colors, exposure. Unfortunately, we lost everything that we had before, so let's just kind of try and get it washed out like we had. And we'll just kind of, I know that's going to look awkward there. You know what? We're just going to go and set the exposure here and then skip that frame. So colors, exposure, bring that down a notch. I think we're about -2, and there. We'll see how that goes. And then again, same thing, Control F, 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 Control F. Why do you build me up? Buttercup baby, just to put me down. Mess me around. Okay, so there we go. We Control F everything. We're going to go ahead and export this and see how it looks on the ALU now. I'm not going to do much more finessing. I think, it's an art, and you got to learn how to use the program to kind of be able to do more than this. But we'll see how this looks. All right, so it's definitely looking a lot better there. Not as washed out. I'm not saying that there's still not work that could be done, but anyway. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to add to this GIF the extra video of the cars going. And so I find it easiest to work with the other GIF first and then kind of import it into, what I would call the main GIF. For instance, with this one Street Fighter one I did, I'll show it to you. That's actually like 7 or 8 GIFs all put together. But anyway, so let's go file open, and we're gonna work with the other one, which I think was this one. Okay, yeah, so we got that. So what we want to do is we want to get the cars here, and so we're just going to do the kind of the same things that we did again. You'll notice here is my original one. It opened up a new thing here, and we're going to go image, and we're going to first go to scale image, and we're going to get our 128. But actually, I'm going to do something different here, and the reason being is for this one, I want to be able to not have the bezel as much as possible. So I'm going to actually change this to double. Yeah, let's go for double of 128. So that is 240, 256. I should know that. I'm a programmer. But anyway, 256. And scale that. And there you go. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the canvas size. And being that like we want to just get much of this view right here, it's going to be pretty easy to work with the sizes. So we're going to go canvas size, and we're going to now go 128 because that will give us half of that screen to work with, and then 32 here. And I'm hoping I can get the car in there. Dag, I might not be able to. I think we're going to actually have to do what I was talking about earlier where we smush it a little bit. So we're going to go here, and we're going to go again to scale image, and this time we're going to unlock this. And we're going to go and we're going to say, you don't want to shave it by too much. I'd say maybe 10% is about what you can get away with. So let's say we'll make it 120. All right. Okay. So it doesn't look too bad. And then we'll go now and do our canvas size. And we'll do the 128 here and the 32 here. And let's see now. Hopefully I can get that car, although it is really hard to tell. All right. I think we got it in there. All right, we'll do resize. Oh yeah, we got it in there. Fine. All right, and then what we want to do is we want to export this GIF. This one actually looks pretty good as is. I don't think we're going to need to tweak it up too much. But again, we're not going for the perfect GIF here. That's an art that you'll spend time on. That, as I said, like 100 times. So let's just export this as we'll say top racer 22. Crop. Yeah, I'm aware. All right. And then we'll go back to our original image. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we want to select the top frame. Otherwise, because it'll add the new GIFs frames anywhere we have it selected. So you want to make sure you select the top frame here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to File. And instead of Open, we're going to actually use this option here called Open as Layers. So I go here, Open as Layers. We'll go top racer 22.gif. My centering is probably a little bit off there. No, it's not too bad. And so now we have that added on top of this, and you'll see all the frames here. And what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and export this. So we'll say export to top racer 2.gif. I'll pull it up on my computer so you can kind of see what it looks like here. Down. Actually, I probably have it right here. Yeah. So there you go. There's that. And then it should move on to the car. Yeah, I was off center, but oh well. All right, and let's see what that looks like on the ALU here. So now I'm going to show you how you actually do set it up for the ALU. I have a flash drive here. This is EastFun 16 gigabytes. It doesn't need to be formatted for a flash drive X. Is just your normal. It's basically what you would use add-on X for. And actually, I need to relook at the instructions. So hold on, I might have to do like a quick edit to this video at the end. But I'll go and show you what I know to do. For some reason, I'm thinking you might need to run add-on X on this. But actually, I don't think you do. I don't think you do. So let's plug it in here. Well, I can tell really quick whether you do. In. All right. Pulls up my drive here. Okay, so no, there's no add-on X here, so no, you don't have to run add-on X. So basically, at the root of your flash drive, you just create a file folder called PCX. Right. Then within your file folder, you can create all sorts. I'll see if I can get the list, uh, but there's different categories that you can put. So you can, use ArcadeNet. You can use the settings. I have a folder for settings here. You can actually make icons for your different settings, as well as the ALU is going to be the games that are stock games. And so most of what I'm doing here has been in the ALU folder. And so you'll see there's this decoded folder, and that's all done by PixelcadeX. So you don't have to add that decoded folder. All you got to do is add either the PNG file. So if you just want an image, it doesn't need to be an animated GIF. You can just put the PNG image in here. The PNGs also should be 128 by 32. I think it does try and resize it. So if you're a little bit off, you're just kind of up to the software doing it for you. But I might be wrong on that, so best just to do 128 by 32. That way you know what you're doing. I mean, that's how it's going to be displayed up there. And then all you do is you drag the file from wherever you have it created into this folder, and make sure that it's exactly the same name as what's on the screen. So for instance, on my ALU, I don't really want to show up, but on my ALU, it says under the icon Top Racer 2. So that's what I named it. I will say that there are a few games where they use some fancy characters in there. I haven't been able to figure out how to get those to work. I'm going to try and see if I can get more information from AtGames. But, for the bulk of the games, you can do this. So I already have a Top Racer 2, so I'm just going to be overwriting it. I'm going to go to my downloads folder, and I'm going to kind of go here to Top Racer 2, copy, and then go here to ALU, right click and paste, and it's going to ask me if I want to replace the file in the destination. I'm going to say yes, and that's it. So we're going to take this flash drive out, and we're going to go ahead and put it in our ALU, and we'll launch Pixelcade, which is already launched, and we'll show it off. All right, so I have my Street Fighter one going on, so that off in a minute, but we'll go over here to Top Racer 2, and there you go. So you see it. Oh, that actually turned out pretty cool. So, for taking it from a screen, like literally just doing a phone camera video to that, I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. So, yeah. That's it. Let me show off the Street Fighter one. This is like probably the one I put a lot of work into. And I didn't actually create the GIFs, I just pulled them off the internet. Man, I wish the lighting was better on this. And yes, I know that this is technically from Marvel vs. Capcom, but it was too cool not to show in. Let me go back just to kind of see. Just the way the camera makes it look, it's a little bit bright, but that's it there. So I know a lot of people are going to be getting the BitPixel soon, which is really cool. That's all right. Yeah, so this is just a little video to show you how to make them, and go have fun. I would love to see what y'all come up with. I've been, here, I kind of showed them off. No, I did show them off. But whatever, y'all can see them again. Let me see what, I actually have some Star Wars ones that I created. Like there. And I think there's one for... you know what? I had to give it to a different one. There's a nice cantina scene. Sorry. And there's, Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker fighting. Ow! Why'd you cut off my hand? It's imperative that you understand. Anyway. I'm your father. I'm your father. Yeah, I shouldn't got me started. Let's see if we can find some more in here. I mean, even the ones that like quicks, that's pretty cool. Some of them Some of them you can find actually do. I think have like animations, but this is all stuff that you get stock with it. So some of these are beautiful. I want to find one though. There's one where you actually get like a really cool animation, but I might not be able to find it. Oh yeah. Hey, no, come back. Check that out. That's awesome. That's like really awesome. It was gonna. I have a feeling I'm not gonna be able to find it. Well, I mean, because that other one wasn't the one I was talking about. This one, it might have been. Oh, there's Fix It Felix. That was one where I couldn't figure out how to name the file, so I had to like put it on a different games to kind of get it on here to see it. Yeah, notice how it has. Yeah, that one actually just has a comma, and for some reason the comma I don't think was well in the period, but I think it was. Well, it could have been the comma or the period. That was the issue. There's a wrestling one I made upon request. So I mean, when you get the BitPixel out of the box, it's already cool. There's my burger time. Yeah. There's Leia. Oh, the Bubble Bobble one's cool. Check that out. That's awesome. That's the one. It was like, oh, man, I wish I could remember what game it was. So awesome. But I think I've gone through like almost all the games here. Yeah, I think the asteroid one is pretty cool. I mean, all these are kind of neat, but like, there's just some that are better. There's me if you want to be petrified. There's again my kitty cat and fireworks. And let's see, Sam Neill. All right, well, I guess that's it. So